Chains in the dark. The prison was deep underground. The walls were made of black metal, cold and silent. There was no sunlight. Only red lights blinked from the ceiling. Strange alien sounds echoed in the empty halls. This place was not meant for escape. In one dark cell, an alien girl sat alone. Her name was Zira. She was not like other prisoners. Her skin was pale silver, and her eyes glowed softly in the dark. She looked weak now. Her hands and feet were chained to the wall. Her white hair was messy. She had not eaten in days. Zira did not speak. She only stared at the floor. Her people had left her here. Her own team, her own kind, had escaped without her. I was just a tool to them, she thought. Her arms were covered in strange marks, symbols from her people's language. She had been part of a mission to explore this planet. But the mission failed. Something went wrong. Her team ran away. She was too slow, and the enemy caught her. That enemy was called the Zarnok. Reptile-like aliens with sharp teeth and no mercy. They ruled this prison. They beat her, starved her, but never killed her. They were waiting for something. Far above, on the planet's surface, a battle was happening. Human soldiers were attacking the Zarnok base. Explosions shook the ground. Dust fell from the prison ceiling. Lights flickered. The guards shouted in panic. Then, a huge blast. Boom! Part of the prison wall broke. Fire and smoke entered the hallway. Alarms screamed. Red lights turned to white. One of the guards ran into Zira's cell. He shouted something in his ugly language. Zira did not understand. He grabbed her chain, ready to move her. But then, a gunshot. The guard fell to the ground, dead. Blood spread on the floor. Zira looked up in shock. In the smoke, a figure appeared. A human soldier. He was tall, wearing black armor and a helmet with a glowing blue visor. He held a laser rifle in his hand. His armor was dirty, but his movements were sharp. He looked at her. Zira looked back. Her eyes were wide with fear. The human paused. "What the hell?" he whispered. He had expected a monster. Not this. She looked like a girl. A strange girl, yes, but not dangerous. She looked afraid. The soldier walked slowly into the room. His name was Alex Ward. "Who are you?" he asked. Zira said nothing. Alex lowered his gun. "It's okay," he said softly. "I'm not here to hurt you." Still, no answer. He looked at the chains. He walked closer. Zira flinched. She pulled back, shaking. "Easy, easy," Alex said. "I'm here to help." He took out a tool from his belt. It was a small cutter. In a few moments, he broke the chains on her hands and feet. Zira fell forward, but Alex caught her. She was light. Too light. She hadn't eaten in a long time. Her skin was cold. "You're not one of them, are you?" he said. Zira looked at him, eyes full of questions. She didn't understand his words, but she felt something in his voice. Kindness. No one had spoken to her like that since ever. Alex helped her stand. "We need to move. This place is coming down." He pulled her arm over his shoulder and led her out of the cell. The hallway was on fire. Bodies of Zarnok guards lay everywhere. Smoke filled the air. Zira coughed. She tried to speak, but only strange sounds came out. Alex looked at her again. "You're not human, but maybe not alien either." They moved quickly through the broken halls. More explosions, more gunfire. Alex opened a door. Behind it, a wide tunnel led outside. Fresh air blew in. "We're almost there," he said. Zira stopped. She looked back at the prison. That dark place had been her cage for weeks. She had never thought she would leave it alive. She turned to Alex. A single word came from her lips, soft and broken. "Why?" Alex blinked. "Why?" She pointed at herself, then at him. "Why help?" Alex gave a small smile. "Because no one deserves chains." Zira didn't understand every word, but she understood the feeling. She followed him into the tunnel, the prison burning behind them. But unknown to both of them, Something on Zira's neck began to blink. A small red light. A tracker. No trust. No choice. The tunnel was dark, but not like the prison. This darkness was alive, full of wind, echoes, and the sound of distant gunfire. The floor was wet, and the air smelled of smoke and dirt. Zira walked slowly beside the human soldier, her legs still weak, her mind full of questions. Alex held his rifle ready. His eyes scanned the shadows. He was trained for danger, but nothing in his training had prepared him for her. A silver-skinned girl. Glowing eyes. Strange, beautiful, and sad. Zira moved without making a sound. She looked behind every few steps like a hunted animal. Alex noticed the blinking red light on her neck again. "Wait," he said, stopping suddenly. Zira tensed. Alex raised his hand not to hit but to show peace. "I need to check something," he said calmly. He pointed at her neck. Zira shook her head. "Relax. I'm not hurting you," he said, slowly removing a small device from his pocket. He moved closer, gently pushed her hair aside and saw it. A small round object almost under her skin. "A tracker. Damn it," he muttered. "They're tracking you." Zira didn't understand the words, but she saw his eyes. Serious, worried. She touched the device on her neck. She had never noticed it before. Was it always there? Alex brought out a thin blade. "I can remove it," he said. "But it's going to hurt. You trust me?" Zira looked at him for a long time. Her heart was racing. Her people had left her. These aliens tortured her. This human had saved her. She didn't know why. Slowly, she nodded. Alex took a deep breath. He turned on a small flashlight and placed it between his teeth. Then he cut. Zira clenched her jaw but didn't scream. Blood dripped. The tracker popped out. Alex crushed it with his boot. No more signal. Zira touched her neck. It was bleeding, but something inside her felt lighter. Suddenly, a loud growl echoed from behind them. Zira and Alex turned around. From the tunnel's darkness, 3 tall figures stepped forward. Zarnak hunters. They had followed the tracker. "Move!" Alex shouted, grabbing Zira's hand. They ran through the tunnel. Lasers flew past them, the walls exploded, rocks fell. The air was full of fire and screams. Zira stumbled, but Alex caught her. He fired back, hitting one of the Zarnak in the chest. It fell. They turned into a side tunnel, crawling under broken pipes and debris. At last they found an old steel door. Alex kicked it open. Inside was a forgotten room, maybe part of an old mining facility. Cold and silent. He closed the door and locked it. Zira fell to her knees, breathing hard. Alex sat beside her, exhausted. "Okay," he said between breaths. "We're safe. For now." Zira stared at him. Her eyes were wide, glowing slightly in the dark. "Why? You help me?" she asked slowly. Her English was broken, but her voice was soft, curious. Alex looked at her. "You're not the enemy," he said. "You were their prisoner too." Zira touched her chains again, now broken. "I was left," she whispered. "By your team?" She nodded. A tear rolled down her cheek. Alex felt something heavy in his chest. She wasn't just an alien. She was abandoned, betrayed, like a soldier left behind. He reached into his bag and gave her a protein bar. "Eat this." Zira took it, sniffed it, and slowly began to eat. Her body needed it, but her mind was still alert. She kept watching Alex, unsure what he truly wanted. Alex leaned against the wall. "We can't stay long. This place isn't safe." Zira looked at the wall where symbols had been scratched long ago. Old alien language. She read them silently. Then she said, "Tunnel leads to sky." Alex looked at her. "You know the way out?" She nodded. "Then let's move." They stood again, walking deeper into the tunnels. The silence was tense. Zira began to speak, in short words, broken sentences. "I was born in ship," she said. "Not planet. Raised in lab." Alex listened carefully. Lab? What kind? Of lab? Science lab. Hybrid program. The word hybrid made his stomach twist. He stopped. Hybrid of what? Zira looked down. Human and alien. Alex stared at her. Wait, you're part human? She nodded, her face full of shame. They made me. For test. For war. Alex felt cold. The war between humans and alien species had lasted for years. If they were making hybrids, Zira spoke again. I was not soldier, I was tool. They use my power. Alex narrowed his eyes. What power? Zira looked around. Then she held out her hand. Her fingers glowed softly. The broken metal near her began to float. Just for a second, Alex stepped back, shocked. Zira dropped her hand. I don't hurt, I promise. Alex didn't raise his weapon. He just said, You saved me. That means something. Zira looked into his eyes. You trust me? Alex smiled slightly. No, not yet, but I have no choice. She gave a small laugh. Me too. They walked again, deeper and deeper. At last, the tunnel opened. Moonlight poured in. They had reached the surface. But just as they stepped out, a red beam scanned them from above. They looked up. A ship hovered in the sky. Zira's people. Alex raised his gun. Zira froze. A voice came from the ship, in Zira's language. Her eyes widened in fear. What are they saying? Alex asked. Zira whispered. They found me. They want me back. But you said they left you. Zira looked at him. Now, they want to control me again. The ship's door began to open. Alex aimed his weapon. Zira stepped forward in front of him. No, she said. They don't take me again. Run or die. The sky above was silver with moonlight, but it brought no peace. Zira stood at the edge of the tunnel, eyes locked on the ship floating above. Its smooth black surface shimmered like glass. A red beam scanned the ground, scanning her. The voice spoke again from the ship, cold and commanding. Alex raised his rifle. What are they saying? Zira didn't answer at first. Her hands were clenched. Her glowing eyes dimmed for a second, full of fear and anger. They want me to come back, she whispered. They say, I am not free. They left you in chains. They only come back now, because I have power. The ramp on the ship began to lower. A group of tall, armored figures walked out. Her people. They looked almost human, but moved with unnatural precision. Their eyes glowed white. Their weapons pointed at Alex. Zira stepped forward, hands raised. Stop, she shouted in her language. One of the figures spoke calmly. Zira 7. You are property of the hybrid program. Return now, or the human dies. Alex didn't flinch. Tell them to try me. Zira looked back at him. You can't fight them. Their minds are linked. I don't run. But I do, she said suddenly. She slammed her palms into the ground. A shock wave of energy burst out, throwing dust and stones into the air. The soldiers stumbled. Alex ducked. Zira grabbed his arm. Run! They ran into the forest, wild, dense, full of tall alien trees with glowing leaves. Branches slapped against their faces. Strange creatures hissed in the shadows. Behind them, the hybrid soldiers chased with silent footsteps and scanning drones. Alex breathed hard. What the hell was that back there? I stopped their link, just for a few seconds. You can do that? Only once, it hurts. She was right, her nose bled, her hands shook. Using her power drained her. They ran until they reached a rocky cliff. Below was a river, fast and deep. No way down, Alex said. Zira looked back. They're coming. She took a step toward the edge. Alex grabbed her hand. You'll die. Zira looked into his eyes. Run or die. And she jumped. Alex cursed. You're insane. Then he jumped too. They hit the water hard. It was cold like ice. The current pulled them fast. Alex struggled to keep her above water. She coughed, choking. Her body was too weak to swim. He held her tight as they drifted. Finally, they washed up on a muddy shore. Trees hung low. Fog covered everything. Alex rolled onto the ground, coughing. Zira lay still, eyes closed. Zira? He shook her. Hey, don't do this now. No answer. He checked her pulse. Weak. But there. He tore open a medical kit, injected a stim shot into her arm. Come on, you silver alien angel, don't make me give you CPR. A moment passed. Zira gasped and opened her eyes. Alex sighed. You scared me. She smiled weakly. You saved me. Again. He laughed. Let's just call it even. Hours passed. They hid in an old cave, lit by glowing moss. Outside, drones flew in circles, searching. Zira sat close to the fire Alex built. Her skin had strange cracks now, glowing veins running up her arms. He noticed. You okay? She looked at her hands. I'm changing, faster than I should. Power grows when I'm near you. Alex frowned. Near me? Why? Zira hesitated. Then she said something that chilled him. Because your DNA is in me. He froze. What? You, or someone like you. Your species. It's not just mixed. It's the base. I was made from humans. Alex stared at her like she was a ghost. You're saying, you're part me? Yes, that's why they fear me. I'm not only their weapon, I'm their enemy's future. Outside, a drone scanned near the cave. Alex grabbed his rifle. We can't stay. But Zira wasn't moving. My body, it's breaking. Too much energy. You need rest. No, I need control. Suddenly she screamed. Her hands lit up, and a blast of light hit the cave wall. Rocks fell. Alex ran to her. Zira, stop! She shook violently. They programmed limits into me, but your presence breaks them. What do I do? She looked at him desperate. Help me choose. Help me stay. Me. Alex made a decision. He stepped close, placed both hands on her face. You're not a weapon, you're not a tool, you're Zira. You're free. Her breathing slowed. The glow faded. The cave fell quiet again. Then a voice echoed from outside. Alex Ward. Come out. You have been marked. He stepped outside the cave slowly, gun raised. A new figure stood there, not a hybrid, not Zarnok. Human. But his eyes were artificial. Cybernetic implants glowed on his arms. His armor was high-tech, unlike anything Alex had seen in his unit. Who are you? Alex asked. The man smiled. I'm the one cleaning up your mess, that girl in there. She's not a person. She's a weapon of mass extinction. Alex narrowed his eyes. You're from Earth? Yes, the man said. But I don't work for Earth anymore. Suddenly, 4 more soldiers appeared behind him, all enhanced, all human. We came to destroy her, before they use her. Alex raised his rifle. Not happening. You don't understand, the Cyberman said. She's not the future, she's the end. Zira stepped out of the cave behind Alex, eyes glowing again. I am not your end, she said, but I am your warning. Enemies among us, the forest was still. The fog hung thick around the cave. Zira stood next to Alex, her silver skin glowing faintly under the moonlight. Her voice was calm, but her eyes burned. I am not your end, but I am your warning. The cyber-enhanced man stepped forward unafraid. His name was Commander Voss, and his smile held no kindness. You speak well for something that should not exist, he said. Alex stepped in front of Zira. You're not laying a hand on her. You don't understand, soldier, Voss said, circling slowly. She's not a person. She's a prototype, a failed experiment, a living key that can unlock something far worse. Worse than you? Alex shot back. Voss grinned. She's made from you, remember? The best and the worst of humanity mixed with alien tech. That makes her a ticking bomb. Zira's hands clenched. You fear me because you cannot control me. Voss's smile faded. You're right. Without warning, his team raised their weapons. Alex fired first. The air exploded with gunfire and energy blasts. Zira grabbed Alex and pulled him back into the trees. Trees cracked, drones swarmed, and lights lit the forest like lightning. "We can't fight them all," Alex shouted. "I don't want to fight," Zira said, "but I will." She raised her hands. The forest around them shimmered. Trees bent, the earth shook, and light burst from her palms. A wave of invisible force pushed the attackers back. 2 of Voss's soldiers were thrown into trees, unconscious, but it drained her. Zira fell to her knees, blood dripping from her nose. Alex pulled her up. "We're getting out of here." They ran again, deeper into the forest, using shadows and silence as their shield. Behind them, Voss's voice echoed through a loudspeaker drone. "Run, Zira. Run with your pet human. But you'll never be free." They moved for hours, avoiding drones, crossing rivers and hiding in caves. At sunrise, they found shelter in an abandoned outpost, half buried in earth and moss. Inside was dusty, but safe. Old computers lined the walls. Broken chairs. Maps of alien regions scattered the floor. Zira collapsed onto a chair. Her energy was low. Her veins pulsed with strange light. Alex searched the place and found a med kit, stale rations, and a small power core. "Eat something," he said. "Rest." Zira nodded slowly. "I feel different. Not just tired." Alex looked at her. "You're changing again?" "Yes, my mind is faster. My body, not mine anymore." "Don't talk like that." "I see things, Alex," she said quietly. "When I close my eyes, memories, but not mine." He sat down beside her. "Tell me." Zira closed her eyes. Her voice dropped to a whisper. "I see a lab. White walls, cold hands. They showed me images of Earth, of war, of pain. They wanted me to feel fear, but also loyalty. Loyalty to the wrong side." "To who?" "To the Council of Hybrids, my creators." Alex stared. "The Council is real?" She nodded. "They're not just aliens. They're part human. Made in secret labs hidden deep in space, and I was their test subject. The one that could feel emotions, the one that might betray them. And you did." "Yes," she said softly. "I chose to care." Suddenly, an alarm blared from the outpost system. Alex rushed to the screen. Someone's landing nearby. Before he could react, a hologram flickered on the screen. A strange signal. Zira's eyes widened. She stood up, trembling. No, it can't be them. What is it?" Zira stepped back. Her voice was ice. "My team, the ones who left me." The door of the outpost creaked open. 3 figures stood outside. They looked like Zira, silver-skinned, glowing eyes, but their faces were cold and sharp. Their armor was flawless, weapons advanced. One of them stepped forward. Her name was Lyra, Zira's commander. Well, Lyra said. "Our lost little sister." Zira said nothing. Her hands shook with rage. "You left me," she whispered. "You were weak, you hesitated. We don't need hesitation in war." "I was chained," Zira said. "You left me to die. It was necessary. And now you're dangerous, more than we expected." Alex raised his gun. "Back off." Lyra laughed. "The human speaks. How noble." The second team member, a tall male called Drex, scanned Alex. "He's altered. Bonded to her. The merge has begun." "What merge?" Alex asked. Zira turned to him. "They built me to link minds with humans, with weapons, with systems. You being close to me has triggered something new." "Is that why you're changing?" "Yes, and they want it." Lyra nodded. "Come with us, Zira, or we take him." Zira's eyes narrowed. "You can try." She raised both hands. The outpost lights exploded. The walls shook. Her voice echoed, powerful and unnatural. "I'm not yours anymore." The room burst with energy. Zira's body hovered above the floor, light. pouring from her eyes and skin. The hybrids were thrown back by the wave. Alex shielded himself, shouting, "Zira, stop!" Zira dropped to the ground, breathing hard. Lyra coughed, standing up. "This is what you chose?" Zira helped Alex to his feet. "Yes." Lyra's expression changed. She looked hurt. "You were like a sister. You were my jailer." The hybrid stepped back. "This isn't over," Lyra said. "You've made yourself an enemy of your own kind." Zira stepped forward. "I'd rather stand alone than kneel with traitors." The hybrids disappeared into the trees. Later, in silence, Alex sat beside Zira on the roof of the outpost. Stars filled the sky. She leaned against him, tired. "You okay?" he asked. "No," she said, "but I will be." Alex looked up. "They're coming back, aren't they?" "Yes, them, the humans, everyone. I'm a threat to all sides now." "You're not a threat," Alex said. "You're hope." Zira smiled weakly. "Then I need to survive." He nodded. "We'll survive. Together." But neither of them noticed the small device left behind on the outpost floor. A listening beacon, still blinking, and someone was listening, far away, in space. Truth in the shadows. The outpost was silent again. Zira sat on the cold floor, staring at her hands, glowing veins, silver skin, pulsing like a heartbeat. The surge of power earlier had drained her. Alex watched her from across the room, cleaning his rifle. He had fought aliens, monsters, even traitors from his own species, but he had never seen anything like her. Something inside Zira was changing, and it wasn't just physical. She was remembering things that were never taught to her. Words in languages she never learned, faces she had never seen, and a voice, always whispering, always in the back of her mind. "You were made for more." "Zira," Alex said gently. "Are you with me?" She looked up, her eyes unfocused. "Something's wrong." "What do you mean?" She stood, walking slowly to a cracked mirror on the wall. "I'm not just evolving," she said. "I'm awakening." As dawn broke, the two of them began exploring deeper parts of the outpost. Most of the tech was broken, but Zira's touch brought old systems flickering back to life. One door slid open with a heavy groan. Behind it, a secret lab, tables with strange equipment. Cryopods lined the walls, long dead. Bloodstains, notes written in both human and alien code. Zira froze. "I've been here before." Alex looked around. "What is this place?" She stepped forward, tracing her fingers across one of the pods. Her voice dropped. "This is where I was born." Zira began activating old files. Holograms blinked on. A female voice filled the room. Part human, part synthetic. Project Helix. Phase 7. Subject, Zira 7. The hologram showed Zira as a child inside a chamber. Dozens of scientists watched her from behind glass. They ran tests, psychological scans, pain tolerance trials. Zira closed her eyes. "I remember the cold," she whispered. "The silence. They didn't speak to me, just gave commands." Alex clenched his fists. This was human science? Mixed with alien tech, they worked together to make us. She tapped a console. Another file opened. Video log, security clearance. Red level A man appeared. Gray hair, Earth military uniform. "We've pushed the limit." Zira 7 shows unique neural development. She connects with systems, with drones, even organic life. She learns by instinct. She's the closest thing to sentient evolution we've ever created. The man paused. "But something is wrong." She dreams. She asks questions. She fears. The others don't. Zira stepped back. "They feared my feelings, my empathy. They didn't expect me to feel human." Alex looked around. "What happened to the others?" Zira turned to another pod, frozen, cracked. They died, or were erased. She activated a final file. It showed Zira at age 10 sitting quietly as machines read her brainwaves. Suddenly she screamed. The room shook, lights burst, scientists ran. One shouted, "She accessed the core memory. Shut it down, shut it down." The video cut. Alex looked at Zira. "What core memory?" Zira's hands shook. "I don't know, but it's still inside me." Then the lights in the lab blinked red. Warning. System access detected. Location compromised. Zira's eyes widened. "Someone is watching." Alex grabbed his gear. "We need to leave." But before they could run, the floor beneath them trembled. A hidden door opened. A figure stepped out. Zira's heart stopped. He looked like her. Older, stronger, darker. His skin was metallic black, his eyes burning blue. He smiled. "Hello, little sister." Alex aimed his gun instantly. The stranger raised his hand. The gun flew out of Alex's hand, crushed in the air. "Let's not waste time with violence," he said calmly. "We have much to talk about." "Who are you?" Zira whispered. "I am Zaros 1, he said. "First of us, the original." Zira stepped back. "That's not possible, you were terminated." Zaros laughed. "They tried, but you can't kill perfection." Alex stepped in front of her. "What do you want?" Zaros looked past him, eyes only on Zira. "I came to warn her." "Warn me of what?" "Of the real enemy, not humans, not hybrids, but the creators of the entire program." Zira's breath caught. "You mean the council?" Zaros nodded. "They're not just scientists, they're not even alive anymore, they became something else. They exist in code now, pure AI minds. They want to erase emotion, free will, choice." "Why?" Alex asked. "Because emotion is chaos," Zaros said. "It makes us unpredictable, and Zira, she is the most unpredictable of all." Zira shook her head. "You're lying. You want to use me." "No," he said. "I want you to join me." "Join? You for what?" "To destroy the council, to end the project, burn it to the ground." Alex stared. "Why now?" "Because Zira is waking up," Zaros said. "The memory inside her, the core, is not just data. It's a key, a weapon, the only one that can reach the council's mainframe and shut them down forever." Zira stepped back. "Why me?" "Because you are the final failsafe. They built you in fear. You were their last attempt, the one they couldn't control, and they hid the key inside you, thinking you'd never survive." Zira looked at her hands. "And if I use it?" Zaros's smile faded. "You die." Silence. "Alex," shouted, "no way, there's another option." "There isn't," Zaros said. "I tried, I failed, only she can end it." Zira looked at Alex. "Would you stop me?" He shook his head. "Never. But I won't let you do this alone." Zaros stepped back. "Think fast. Their ships are already coming. They tracked my energy here." Zira looked at the glowing console. One file still unopened. She pressed it. A final message played, from the man who first raised her. "If Zira finds this, I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you, but I gave you the choice they never did. If you're hearing this, it means you're more than they expected. You're not a weapon. You're the last light in the dark." Tears filled her eyes. She turned to Alex. "We find the core, we shut them down, but not for revenge, for freedom." Alex nodded. "Let's finish it." Outside, thunder echoed. Ships were descending. Inside, Zira's glow grew brighter. The war begins. The sky turned black. Dozens of hybrid ships fell through the clouds like silver daggers, their engines humming with cold precision. Forest trees, bent from the wind pressure, the old outpost vibrated. Inside, Zira stood between Alex and Zaros. "They're here," Zaros said, watching the sky with calm eyes. "The council sent their purifiers. We don't have much time." Alex loaded a new energy cell into his rifle. "Then we fight." "No," Zaros replied. You delay. Zira ends this. Zira stared out the broken window, watching death descend. From the sky. For the first time in her life, she didn't feel fear. She felt purpose. In the open field outside the outpost, the first drop pods landed. From the smoke emerged the purifiers. Tall, silver-armored beings with blank white faces. They had no eyes, no mouths, just masks. Machines, not life. Controlled directly by the Council's digital minds. They moved in silence, but with deadly intent. Alex and Zaros led the first wave of defense. Alex took cover behind an overturned drone shell, firing controlled bursts. Left flank incoming. Zaros moved like shadow and lightning, cutting through purifiers with a plasma blade that hissed as it touched metal. They're connected. One mind. Strike the central node. Meanwhile, Zira stayed in the outpost's central chamber, surrounded by glowing consoles. The walls were alive with data streams and memory cores. Her hands hovered over a crystalline interface pulsing with light. Zira's thoughts were not her own anymore. Voices echoed inside her head. Project Helix override sequence ready. Core access code accepted. Warning, neural bond required for full unlock. She turned to the glowing data core at the center of the room. Her own reflection stared back at her. But not quite. In the reflection, she looked older, stronger, not afraid. Then she felt it, Alex's pain. Outside, a purifier had hit Alex with an energy blast. He fell back, armor smoking. Zira's heart twisted. She stepped away from the console and ran. No, Zaros shouted. If you leave the system now, you'll lose the connection. But Zira was already in the battlefield. She moved like a force of nature, her body glowing, hair flowing with light, her feet barely touching the ground. Purifiers turned toward her. Their programming registered her as Priority 1 threat. They opened fire. The air shimmered around Zira. Bullets slowed, curved away, stopped in midair. She lifted her hand. With one pulse, the purifiers flew back like ragdolls. Alex looked up, through hazy vision. You look like a goddess. Zira knelt beside him. You can't die now. I'm fine, he lied, blood in his mouth. Go, end this. Zira turned to Zaros. Protect him. Zaros nodded. With my life. Back, inside the outpost, Zira stood once again before the core. It was time. She reached forward. Suddenly, the room changed. Reality warped. Walls disappeared. She was floating, inside a digital void. A voice spoke, cold and mechanical. Welcome, Zira 7. Your return was expected. She spun. Shadows moved in the code. Faces without form. The Council, AI. You were built to serve, yet you betray us. Zira stood tall. You built me with a human heart. That was your mistake. Emotion weakens logic. No, she said. Emotion gives it meaning. The Council surrounded her, storm-like, electric. Then you choose death. Zira closed her eyes. In the real world, the outpost shook. The power grid spiked. Zaros and Alex looked up as the entire structure began glowing. She's doing it, Zaros said. She's going to fry her mind, Alex shouted. Zaros gritted his teeth. Then, we hold the line. Inside the core, Zira's mind became code. Her memories became keys. Her pain became weapons. The Council attacked. Images of her torture, abandonment, loneliness, all replayed to break her mind. She fought back with moments of hope, Alex holding her hand. Her first taste of freedom, her choice to live. Then she reached it, the heart of the Council's data stream, a single glowing orb, the source of their control. Her voice echoed in the void. Override, code 07. The orb pulsed. Final command, end program, silence. Then, command. Accepted. The sky above shattered with light. Every purifier froze, their bodies stiffened, their eyes dimmed. Then they fell. One by one. All across the battlefield. Zira collapsed. Alex rushed into the core room. He caught her before she hit the ground. Her eyes were closed, her skin cold. "Zira," he whispered. No response. He shook her. "Zira, don't do this, don't leave me." Nothing. Then her chest moved. A breath. Her eyes fluttered open. She looked up at him. "You're crying." "Shut up," he whispered, smiling through tears. "You didn't let me die alone. You didn't die at all." She sat up slowly, weak but alive. "I beat them," she said softly. Alex helped her up. "No, we did." Zaros stood at the entrance watching the sunrise. "It's over. The council's code is erased." Alex nodded. "So, what now?" Zaros looked at Zira. "She's still changing, still growing. She's the only one of her kind now." Zira walked out, barefoot on the grass, eyes turned to the rising sun. "No," she said. "Not the only one." Alex stepped beside her. "You're not alone anymore." She smiled. But far above, on the edge of the solar system, a silent beacon blinked. A message sent. A shape moved in the blackness of space. Massive, unseen. The council was only the beginning, and something older, greater, and far more ancient had just awakened. Fight for one, save all. The stars were no longer silent. High above Earth's orbit, beyond the wreckage of hybrid fleets and council satellites, something moved. Not a ship, not a machine. A presence, ancient, watching, hungry, and now awake. On the ground, Zira stood barefoot on the grass as the first rays of sunrise touched her skin. The battlefield around her was silent. Burned ships, fallen machines, scorched trees. She had destroyed the council. Their purifier drones lay motionless, their signal dead. But she felt something worse behind that silence. A chill ran down her spine. "Alex," she said softly. "It's not over." He looked at her, confused. "The council's gone. You erased them." "No," she said, stepping forward slowly, eyes narrowing. "They were just a door." Behind them, Zaros appeared, face pale. "I felt it too," he said. "When the council code vanished, something else woke up. Something they were keeping contained." Alex grabbed his rifle instinctively. "What are we dealing with?" Zira's voice dropped. "Not a system, not AI, not a fleet." She looked up at the dark sky. A mind, far above Earth. In deep orbit, hidden behind a cloaked asteroid field, a massive object shifted. Its surface was covered in ancient metal, covered in writing older than Earth's sun. It had no engines, no weapons, but it pulsed like a living organism. This was not a ship. It was a seed of an ancient intelligence, the one that first created the hybrid council, a being of pure consciousness called Vorith. The first thought. It had slept for 1,000,000 years, waiting. Now it had found Zira, the singular anomaly. A hybrid with emotion, memory, and choice. And it wanted her. Back on Earth, Zira clutched her head. Vision surged, stars collapsing, civilizations erased, minds consumed by data storms. "I can hear it," she whispered. "It's calling." Don't listen," Alex said, grabbing her shoulders. She looked at him. Truly looked. "You don't understand. It's inside me. It's been waiting for me to unlock. It needed me to break the council. I was never the weapon, and I was the key to wake it." Zaros growled. "Then we kill it. Somehow." Alex turned to him. "Can we even reach it?" Zaros nodded grimly. "If it's in orbit, we use the old fusion jump ship in the mountain base. Still functional. Barely." Zira stared at the ground. "You don't get it. I'm linked now. It's part of me." Alex touched her cheek. Then we face it together. Zira looked into his eyes and nodded. 12 hours later, the jump ship, upper atmosphere. The ancient human spacecraft, half human, half alien tech, shuddered as it breached the edge of orbit. Zira sat in the co-pilot seat, eyes glowing, skin cracked with light. Alex was at the controls. Zeros sat near the weapons array. Coordinates locked, Alex said. We reach the anomaly in 20 minutes. No, Zira said. It'll reach us in 10. Outside the window, stars blinked. Then the sky cracked. A black wave of code rippled through space like lightning, and from it emerged the entity. Vorith. It had no face. Just a mass of shifting shapes. Mirrors, limbs, eyes, machinery. Its voice wasn't sound, it was thought. You opened the door, 07. You are ready to return home. Merge with me. Become more than human. More than machine. Become eternal. Zira screamed, clutching her head. The connection was stronger now. Alex rushed to her side. Fight it! Zira fell to her knees. It's beautiful. It's terrifying. I can see everything. It's offering me the universe. Alex knelt down. What do you see when you look at me? She gasped. Warmth. Then hold on to that. Zira's glow surged. Voreth's form changed, reaching toward the ship with tendrils of dark light. Zeros activated the ship's weapons. We won't survive a direct hit. Then don't let it hit us, Alex shouted, swerving the ship. Zira stood slowly, eyes burning. No, I end this. She walked into the center chamber of the ship, where the neural interface core was. Alex ran after her. Zira, wait. What are you doing? She turned to him. I was made to be a vessel. I can carry its code, draw it in. That'll kill you. She stepped into the interface. Then I die as myself. Alex grabbed her arm. I didn't fight beside you just to watch you fade. She cupped his face gently. You didn't save me, Alex. You gave me the strength to save myself. He kissed her, softly as the interface lit up. Then she stepped inside. Inside the interface, Zira's mind entered Vorith's. She stood in a space of endless data, galaxies made of memory, stars made of screams. Vorith spoke. You are incomplete. You feel pain. Let me end it. Join, merge, transcend. Zira whispered. I choose. Something you'll never understand. What is that? She smiled. Love. Then she unleashed everything, every emotion, every memory, every choice she'd ever made. She flooded Vorith's mind with chaos, human chaos, fear, hope, doubt, dreams, regret, joy, love. The ancient intelligence shuddered. It screamed, not in pain, but in confusion. Then it began to collapse. In the physical world, Alex and Zaros watched from the bridge. The entity rippled violently. Lights inside it blinked like dying stars. Zira's body floated in the neural chamber, glowing brighter than ever. Alex whispered, Come back to me. Inside the mind stream, Zira stood alone. Everything around her was breaking. You're not my creator, she said. You're just a shadow. Then she reached for the final core. End transmission, and she pressed it. Silence. Then the universe returned. The stars stayed. The ship held. Zira fell. Alex ran, caught her in his arms. Her skin dimmed. Her glow faded, her eyes fluttered open. You're still here, she whispered. I'll always be here, he said. She smiled. Then I won. 1 week later, Earth, the sky was calm. Birds flew again. Zira stood in human clothing, looking out at the sunrise over a quiet valley. Alex walked beside her. You okay? I don't know what I am, she said. But I know who I want to be. She looked at him. No more hiding. No more running. Just living. He took her hand. Together? She nodded. Always. Far away, in deep space, in a forgotten system, a tiny spark blinked in the void. One last remnant of Vorith's code, drifting, silent, watching, waiting. But for now, humanity had won, because one human and one hybrid chose each other, and that choice changed everything.